Introducing the Envision Police Detective Agency. Today, reporting the case of the stolen map are medical experts, engineers, the Blood Replication Division, fingerprint testers, and powder analysts. Let's open this case.
Hello, we're the doctors, and today I'm going to be teaching you about a splint. The SAM splint is used for sprains. On top of the SAM splint is a gauze. This gauze is used to keep the splint in place, keeping the top or bottom part of your arm or the ankle still. In total, the SAM splint is very helpful, and now on to Dr. Chu.
Now we are going to talk about the respiratory system, which contains the lungs and other organs. On our ship, one of the crew members found out they had a collapsed lung, which means one of his lungs is not working. On to Dr. 3.
Hello, today I'm going to be teaching you about the snake bite analysis. So, today we're going to be talking about the Malayan pit viper, which is hemotoxic, which affects the blood. Spencer Young was bit by the Malayan pit viper, so that's why we're only talking about the Malayan pit viper. The Malayan pit viper is about 2.7 feet long. Young claims the snake she was bit by was about 3 feet long. They are pretty close estimates, so they are close enough to the Malayan pit viper. And she also claims she stepped on the snake and got jump attacked. The Malayan pit viper is nocturnal, so that's why it was stepped on, and it jumps with great force whenever it attacks. That's why she was jump attacked. Now on to Dr. 4.
The heart has many parts. For example, the aorta, the right ventricle, the vena cava, the right atrium, the pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, left atrium, and left ventricle. A heart attack can happen when the heart stops beating correctly.
We are the engineers. We think that Robert and Neff worked together to steal the treasure map. It was extremely suspicious that Neff kidnapped Sydney so that he could be able to talk to somebody. The person we think that he talked to somebody in secret
it might be Potter. We think that it's Potter because he knows the whole ship really well, so he would know where the map is.
Now, you might be asking, why was Sydney at the island too? Well, that's because Neff wanted to kidnap her.
Also, he's really good at reading maps, so Potter would tell Neff where the map is and how to find it.
That also Neff could blackmail Potter into giving him the routine since he keeps it to himself. He must have secrets, and Neff must have found the secrets.
The reason why we know this information, it's because we built robots to take them back to the where they were at first, so then we can interview them. We are the blood analysts. As you know, part of the captain's ancient treasure map has been stolen.
And while we were searching for some clues at the crime scene, we found some blood samples.
We detectives, being in the blood department, analyzed the blood.
The first part of our examination was dropping and measuring the blood from different heights.
The first height we did was 12 inches, then we moved on to 30 inches, and finally did 66 inches.
The reason we did these hats was because of the suspect's wounds.
Our suspects are Nicholas Smart, the doctor, Sydney Young, the first mate, Howard Potter, the navigator, and Robert Neff, the shipwright.
Dr. Smart had a wound in his hand, which is why we dropped the blood from 30 inches. Young had a gash in her shin, which is why we dropped the blood from 12 inches. Neff had a wound on his head, which is why we dropped the blood from 66 inches. And Potter had blood on his leg, which is why we dropped the blood from 12 inches. But he claimed it was from helping the doctor.
We found the blood that was the doctor's, and we're now narrowing it down to 2.
We don't think it's the doctor because he's helping the crew and went to the kitchen to get more of the healing medicine. The blood we found that was his could have been from him walking to the kitchen and from the flying debris.
We also don't think it's Sydney Young because Sydney doesn't really have any motives. Not really yet.
We think it is Neff and Howard.
We think it's Niff because he has been a part of the crew for over 5 years, which is just enough time to earn trust from the captain. And he was also scheduled to fix the captain's quarters door right before the theft.
We also think it's Howard because he keeps to himself and doesn't really help out. And not only does he know the ship better than anyone, but he has analyzed the treasure map. We've also narrowed it down to Howard and Nick needs a partner in crime.
Mystery solved.
Introducing the fingerprint dusters and the powder inks. The appearance of the cornstarch was fine, powdery, and grainy.
The appearance of the mystery powder was fluffy and finer than baking soda, which was clumpy.
The texture of the cornstarch was soft, powdery, and almost grainy like sugar.
The texture of the mystery powder was soft and powdery. The texture of the mystery powder was soft and powdery.
The smell was almost like a flour used in baking or a sour smell.
The smell of the mystery powder was flour-like and had a hint of sourness to it.
The iodine made the cornstarch bubbly. It was also made sticky.
The reaction to iodine made bubbles.
The vinegar turned cornstarch sticky, brown, and grainy. Unlike baking soda, which was drowned in it without no try at absorbance.
The reaction to vinegar turns it sticky.
We also analyzed and dusted fingerprints with cocoa powder over the print like the pictures shown. We sealed it with tape and analyzed the evidence to figure out the prints belonged to Young, the first mate. Though the prints belong to Young, we think it is Neff and Potter because Young said someone gave Neff the stolen map, and we believe that person is Potter because he has the captain's trust and could have been tricked into stealing the map. 1, 2, 3. Case closed.
We've heard enough clues to see our reasoning and why we think it is Neff and Potter. The Envision Detective Agency now considers this case closed.